It is midnight. The sun went down 4 hours ago, and the bedroom upstairs is still 85 degrees. Here is why, and it is sitting right above your ceiling. On a 95-degree afternoon, the air in your attic climbs past 140 degrees, hot enough to soften the glue in the shingles. And when the sun goes down, all that heat does not leave. It soaks into the framing, the decking, the insulation, and then it radiates down through your bedroom ceiling all night long, like a wood stove you never lit. That is why the upstairs will not cool off. That is why the air conditioner runs past 10 p.m. And the fix is not a bigger air conditioner. 1950s houses shipped with the fix as standard equipment. It still costs about $60, and it mounts behind a vent your house probably already has. No hole in the roof, no contractor. Stay with me because there is also a version of this fix that quietly grows mold on your ceiling. An architect in the comments has seen it happen more than once, and before you spend a dime, you need to know which side of that line your house is on. Here is how we do things on this channel. We do not fake and install, and we do not read a script off a box. We went through the most watched attic fan video on YouTube, nearly 1 million views, where the top comments beg for one thing the video never shows. Does it actually work? What happened to the attic temperature? What happened to the bill? We read the building science that answers those questions with measurements. And we read what roofers, architects, and homeowners wrote underneath. If you are new here, this channel digs up the way houses used to work before everything needed a subscription. The subscribe button costs nothing. First, understand what your attic is doing to you, because most people have never stood in theirs in July. Your roof is a solar collector. Dark shingles in full sun can pass 160 degrees to the touch, and the Department of Energy's own guidance puts attic air on a hot afternoon at 150 degrees and beyond, in a space separated from your bedroom by ½ an inch of drywall and whatever insulation the builder felt like paying for. Insulation slows heat down. It does not stop it. All afternoon, heat pours into that attic faster than the little vents can breathe it out, and the wood up there stores it like a battery. Then evening comes, the outside air drops to 75, and your attic is still over 100. Now the flow reverses. All that stored heat starts working its way down. The ceiling over your bed becomes a radiator running until 2 or 3 in the morning. And this is why the problem lives upstairs. The first floor has a whole second story between it and the attic. The upstairs bedrooms have ½ an inch of drywall. If you own one of those cheap infrared thermometers, point it at the upstairs ceiling at 10 at night and then at an inside wall. In a hot attic house, the ceiling reads 5, 10, even 15 degrees warmer than the wall. And a warm surface that size heats a room the way a radiator does, by glow, which is why the room feels hot even when the thermostat swears the air is 76. Put your hand flat on the upstairs ceiling at 10 p.m. tonight. If it feels warm, you are not imagining your hot bedroom. You are living under a wood stove. And your air conditioner, which has to fight that radiator all evening, sends you the bill for the fight every month. Now, houses did not always have this problem, and this is the part they stopped teaching. Walk past any American house built in the 40s or 50s and look up at the triangle of wall under the roof peak. There is a louvered vent up there, and behind that louver, in millions of those houses, there was a fan, the Gable fan. Standard equipment like a doorbell. When the attic got hot, a little thermostat switch clicked, the fan spun up and it threw the hottest air in the house out through that louver while pulling cooler outside air in through the vents under the eaves. The attic never got the chance to become a battery. Some houses went further, the big whole house fan in the hallway ceiling, the one that shook the curtains and put whole neighborhoods to sleep to the same low hum. But even the modest houses, the little Cape Cods and ranches, got the $60 version in the Gable. Builders installed them because there was no other option. Air conditioning barely existed. Keeping the attic honest was not an upgrade, it was how a house survived August. This idea is older than the fan itself. The finest houses of the 1700s, Mount Vernon among them, were built with cupolas, the little windowed towers on the roof, because their builders knew hot air rises, and a house needs a place to let it go. Open the cupola windows and the whole building exhales upward. The Gable fan is that same idea with a motor on it, and the whole house fan in the hallway was its big brother. People who grew up in those houses still describe the sound, the low, steady hum after supper, the curtains leaning inward, the whole block sleeping to the same note. That sound was the sound of attics being emptied. So why does your house not have one? The same story as every fix on this channel. In the 50s and 60s, window air conditioners arrived. By the 70s, central air was becoming standard, and the thinking flipped. Why manage heat when a machine downstairs can fight it? The Gable fans stopped going in. The louvers stayed, they are cheaper than siding. But behind most of them now, there is nothing. And here is the part that is not a conspiracy, just arithmetic. Nobody who visits your house today makes money on a $60 fan. The air conditioning company is there to quote you a compressor. The insulation company is there to sell you insulation, which helps, but remember, insulation only slows the heat. So the one fix that was standard equipment 70 years ago has quietly become the fix nobody mentions, sitting behind a louver your house may already have. It is worth pausing on what people are being shown instead, because the most watched attic fan video on YouTube, close to 1 million views, is a young man cutting a hole in his shingles to drop in a roof-mounted unit. Watch the comments under it, and you learn more than the video teaches. The top comment, 1,800 likes, is a professional roofer patiently listing everything that has to be done to that hole so it never leaks. The flashing under the shingles, the tar lines, the sealed screws. 105 people say some version of the same nervous thing. That is a perfectly good roof you are cutting open. And they are right to be nervous. A roof penetration is forever. Everyone is a place water can win, which makes it worth saying clearly, the 1950s never asked you to cut the roof. Their version went in the wall behind a louver that already exists, and we will get to it. But first, the numbers. Before we get to what to buy, we owe you the honest numbers, because that 1 million view video never showed any. The top comment asking for attic temperatures before and after, 129 likes, never got an answer. So here is what the measurements actually say. A powered attic fan genuinely drops attic temperature, typically 10 to 25 degrees at the peak, depending on the attic and the airflow. An attic at 150 degrees becomes an attic at 125 degrees. That is real, and at night it means the battery starts the evening with less charge, so the ceiling radiator runs cooler and quits earlier. But, and this is the line the sales pages skip, a cooler attic does not automatically mean a smaller bill. Florida's state energy researchers, the same lab from our shade cover video, studied powered attic fans on real houses and found the electric savings are modest when the attic floor is already well insulated, because thick insulation was already blocking most of that heat. The fan helps your comfort at midnight far more reliably than it helps your bill. While we are being honest, 2 more things the measurements say. First, passive ventilation has a code math to it, roughly 1 square foot of vent opening for every 150 square feet of attic floor in older houses, and most old attics fall far short, which is half the reason they run so hot in the first place. More free-flowing vent area helps before any motor gets involved. Second, if your attic is brutal, the same Florida researchers measured radiant barriers, the foil sheeting stapled under the rafters, knocking real degrees off attic peaks for about 20 cents a square foot, a fine companion to a fan and a story for another day. So who wins big? Houses where the bedrooms sit close under the roof. Cape Cods, 1.5-story houses, ranches with thin insulation, anywhere the ceiling is warm to the touch at night. If that is you, this is one of the highest comfort per dollar fixes in the whole catalogue. If you have 2 feet of fresh blown insulation and the upstairs already sleeps cool, put your $60 into shade for the west windows instead. We always tell you where a fix loses. And there is one more losing condition, the serious one from the hook. An architect in those comments, 91 likes, described investigating mold on ceilings under attics, and the cause surprises people. A powerful attic fan in an attic without enough intake vents becomes a vacuum. It cannot pull enough air through the little eave vents, so it pulls air from the easiest place left, your house, sucking your expensive cooled air up through every gap around the ceiling lights and the hatch and in humid weather, dragging moisture through the ceiling where it can condense and feed mold. The fix is not complicated, the intake has to be open. Which brings up the free repair almost every older attic needs anyway. Go look at the vents under your eaves from inside the attic. In house after house, the insulation crew has shoved bats right over them, choking the attic's breathing entirely. Foam baffles that hold that channel open cost about $2 a piece. Half the hot attic problem in America is a $2 part, blocked by the very insulation that was supposed to help. Everything we just did here, the honest numbers, who should skip it, where the mold risk lives, is how the whole book works. The passive cooling vault. 68 pages, the attic war, the shade math, the whole house method, a chapter called Help Your AC. Every method with its real cost, its honest savings, and the climate where it loses, because nothing works everywhere. And the book says so in print. $57 once at oldwaysrestored.com. If it is not useful to your house, reply to any email and we refund it without argument. You keep the book. Now, the $60 fix itself. The 1950s answer is still on the shelf and it still bolts in the same place. A Gable-mounted attic fan is a steel-framed fan, 14 or 16 inches, that mounts on the inside of that triangular louver wall, throwing air out through the louver your house already has. $60 to $90 at any home center. It comes with a thermostat dial. Set it near 100, it runs only when the attic is actually hot, pennies of electricity at a time. And because it mounts to a wall inside the attic, the fear in that million-view video's comments, 105 people nervous about cutting a hole in a perfectly good roof, does not apply. The roof stays sealed. The louver was always meant for this. That is the whole charm of the 1950s version. The hole already exists, the fan is the price of a tank of gas, and the hardest part of the job is the August attic itself, which is exactly why the old-timers did it in the evening. Sizing is simple arithmetic. The rule of thumb printed on the boxes is around 7/10 of a CFM of airflow for every square foot of attic floor. So, a 1,200 square foot attic wants a fan in the 800 to 1,000 CFM range, and the common 14 and 16-inch Gable units sit right in that window. Mounting is 2 lag bolts into the framing on either side of the louver opening and a cord or a short wired run to the nearest junction box, the kind of job a handy homeowner finishes before the attic gets truly angry, or an electrician bills an hour for. One honest note on the solar-powered roof versions you will see advertised. The sun-powered idea is lovely, but most of them move a fraction of the air of a plugged-in Gable fan, and the measurements on them are the least impressive of the bunch. If the attic is the battle, ARR flow is the ammunition. And to be clear about what this fan does and does not do, because the names confuse everyone. An attic fan cools your attic, which cools your ceiling, which finally lets the upstairs sleep. It does not blow a breeze on you, and it will not cool the rooms directly. The machine that does that, the big one in the hallway ceiling that swaps the air in the entire house every few minutes for pennies an hour, is the whole house fan. And that is its own story, the one that started this whole channel. If your nights are dry, that machine plus this little Gable fan is the full 1950s system. The attic stops charging, the house flushes cool after sundown, and the compressor gets the night off. So here is the whole thing on one shelf. Your bedroom is hot at midnight because the attic above it spent all day becoming a 150-degree battery and all night spending it through your ceiling. The free fix tonight with a flashlight is checking that the eave vents are not buried under insulation. $2 baffles if they are. The $60 fix is the Gable fan 1950s houses came with, mounted behind the louver you already own on a thermostat. No hole in the roof. It wins biggest in story-and-a-half houses with bedrooms tight under the roof. It wins smallest under 2 feet of fresh insulation, and it must never run in an attic that cannot breathe in, or it will drink your cooled air and worse. Now tell me 2 things in the comments, whether your upstairs ceiling feels warm at 10 p.m. and whether your Gable louver has a fan behind it or just cobwebs. I read everyone, and that second answer is going to tell all of us how many of these fans America quietly threw away. Because here is my suspicion, and your comments can prove it or bury it. I think there are millions of louvers on this continent with nothing behind them but a bracket, 2 screw holes, and a 1960s dust shadow shaped like a fan that somebody unbolted and never replaced. If you climb up there and find that shadow, tell me the year your house was built. That is a piece of history, and it is also a $60 repair. If you want the whole summer system on paper, that is the passive cooling vault, 68 pages, $57 once at oldwaysrestored.com, refunded without argument if it does not earn its keep. And there is a free 2-minute test at the same site, the Fan Country test, that tells you whether your nights are dry enough to cool the whole house with moving air instead of the compressor. Link below. Next time, the machine in the hallway ceiling that those same houses used to put the whole neighborhood to sleep, it is on your screen right now. The folks who built these houses gave every attic a way to exhale. Somewhere along the way, we taped its mouth shut and blamed the bedroom.